Good morning, everyone. We are just waiting a few seconds or minutes to have people online connected, and we'll start this webinar. I hope you can see my screen clearly. Just to check, I can see your face right now. Can you see still see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Today is about India, one of the 5 countries we are targeting in the framework of Global Cosmetics Cluster Europe. I'll let you know a bit about that. Okay, so maybe let's start. Everyone is on time, and in case, don't worry, everyone will be able to have the replay if you wish, and people who were not able to connect also will be able to have the replay. So I'm Ségolène Lelout from Cosmetic Valley, in charge of the international partnership and also the coordinator of Global Cosmetics Cluster Europe project, which is a project that is held by 6 partners: Cosmetic Valley, ABB Portugal, Beauty Cluster Spain, ICMI from Turkey, Polo della Cosmeti from Italy, and Transylvania Lifestyle Cluster from Romania. Today's the webinar, the restitution of the cosmetic market study about India that has been done in 2021. As we have done it for Emirates, Mexico, and USA, today is India's one, and in a month it will be on South Korea, the 5th country we are working on in the framework of this project. So just in a few words, for those who haven't got the opportunity to know more about Global Cosmetics Cluster, it's a partnership of your European Cosmetic Cluster, as I just told you, in order to boost SMEs internationalization towards 3rd countries, so Emirates, USA, South Korea, Mexico, and India. In fact, so the objective, of course, is to help you in learning more about the countries, and we have developed an acceleration program dedicated to that, dedicated to you as SMEs from those European countries. And this acceleration program is divided in 4 parts. You already took part of some of these, and it's still on the way up to August 2021. It's a European project co-funded by the COSME program, and it helps us to organize different actions, different activities to boost your internationalization. So those 4 main parts are market intelligence. Today is part of it, since we are focusing on the market study that has been done. It's also bulletins that are being developed by one of the partners and that are online on the website Global Cosmetics Cluster Europe. So don't hesitate to ask for those bulletins, market study, market intelligence, and for the market study that have been done. They are available for all members of the cluster partner from this project. So it's online. Don't hesitate to contact us with that. The second part of it is capacity building action. We have done some training on internationalization. We are working on helping you on specific advice on those 5 countries. So don't hesitate to ask us also if you have any question. We might help you, put you in contact, all these. Those days are some of you are beneficiating from coaching to help you go forward and go even deeper on one of the country, and it's also to foster collaboration and B2B peer-to learning, peer-to-peer business learning, if I can say. Third part, it's a big one because we are in that mostly on that part today is the international trade and partnership part. Since we are organizing mission to countries, I will talk to you about that, but we are going to have a mission to Korea in May and one in USA in July, so don't hesitate to ask us also about it in order to organize it as soon as possible in order to boost your B2B business matchmaking on that. And we opened also, well, the marketplace is not the right word, it's business place, B2B business place. It's a platform, online platform that dedicated to make the link between all the companies from those the 6 countries partner of the project. So Turkey, Spain, Italy, Portugal, Romania, France. I hope I didn't forget anyone. In order to, well, make business between you, make collaboration for R&D program and all this. So this is open, ready to work. So once again, ask for more information. And the last one is to help you to find funding in order to boost your internationalization, funding for R&D collaboration program, or funding for export development. So I won't go deeper to that on that. You have the website dedicated for it to go deeper. You can contact also your cluster to have more information, but please take advantage of this acceleration program. Most of the action are free for you. It's co-funded by the European program, so enjoy and take advantage. And today, enjoy the presentation by Expandis, who is part of Global Alliance Association, who has done this presentation on India. So Bhargavi and Sanchari will present you this webinar. Thank you very much, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Ségolène. I'm just going to take over on the screen.
Yeah, on the way. Perfect.
Is that good? Everybody can see my screen?
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Ségolène, for the introduction. I'm Bhargavi Venugopal, the country head of Expandis India, and I'm joined here today by our consultant, Sanchari Das. A few words about our company, Expandis. We're a boutique consulting firm located in India, the UK, and Australia. And we offer diverse services to companies who wish to expand into foreign markets. We are also a part of the Global Alliance network, through which we are partnered with market entry experts around the world. And so thank you very much to Global Cosmetics Cluster for giving us this opportunity to speak to you today about India and its cosmetics industry. So our presentation is divided into 4 parts, as you can see. Part 1 will cover India, its economy, consumer profiles. Part 2 will move on to beauty and personal care in India, some trends, traditional trends in India. In part 3, we'll move on to an overview of the cosmetics industry and some facts and figures about the sector. And we'll end with part 4, which are import procedures, regulations, and how to do business in India. So in the India overview part, we'll cover a little bit about diversity, its economy, the working population, urban consumers, the middle class, and customers for luxury in India. So I'll move on to our first slide, which is a snapshot of India. And as you all probably know, India is the 2nd most populous country in the world, with a population of 1.37 billion, that's estimated in 2019. Estimates say that we may overtake China by 2027 to become the most populated country in the world. India is a secular democratic republic, and we follow the parliamentary system of governance like the United Kingdom. So the Prime Minister is the head of government. It's useful to think of India in terms of the European Union or the United States. We are a union of states, and there are currently 28 states and 8 union territories. We have a central government. Each state has its own government, and then the central government appoints a governor for the union territories. As you can see, India is also a very diverse country. The map on the right on this page shows you the division of the states in terms of language. Each state has its own culture and identity and language. We have 22 official languages, but there are 1,600 other dialects spoken across the country. English is, of course, used for official and business purposes, and many Indians also speak Hindi. In terms of religions also, Hinduism is practiced by a majority of Indians, but other religions have also flourished in India, including Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, and Sikhism. The capital of India is New Delhi, and Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kolkata, some of the other major cities. Understanding India means taking into account its diversity. So geographically, linguistically, each state is very different. And as you can imagine, governance can become quite complex. However, India is still united despite its diversity, and there are many things that contribute to the unity of the country, including a shared history from the struggle for independence from colonialism, a love for cricket, shared cultural values like importance for family and community, respect for elders, and an enjoyment of celebration of festivals. I'd like to move on to the Indian economy now. And as you can see from the figures, we are the 5th largest economy in the world currently. Due to COVID-19, unfortunately, India has faced a technical recession in 2020-21, and the GDP has fallen to its lowest levels. However, the vaccination program and the reduction in number of cases seem to have brought the economy back on track. For the fiscal year 2022, we are projecting 8.5% growth in GDP. As you can see from the chart here, we are well above the global GDP levels. Unemployment and inflation are still two concerns that we are dealing with as a fallback of the pandemic, but the outlook is more or less positive. I'd like to talk about the Indian population. So yes, we have a very large population, but India is also a very young population. So 66% of the population roughly is between 15 to 59 years of age. And this segment is making up a majority of the working age group. However, India's birth rate and fertility rate is also declining, which means that in the future, there's going to be lower percentage of younger people. As you can see in the chart, the upcoming 10 to 20 years are the most advantageous because that's when we have the highest number of population in the working age group, and it's the most advantageous in terms of the demographic dividend. Speaking of a working age group, I'd like to talk a little bit about income inequality in India. India is, again, one of the most unequal countries in terms of income inequality because the top 10% holds about 57% of national income. The middle class owns about 29.5% of the total household wealth in India. So when we speak of India, often we call it a poor country with a rich elite. The median salary in India would be approximately $400 per month. That means 50% earn less than this and 50% earn more than this. And the average salary range is roughly between $107 to $2,000 per month. So I want to give you a little bit of detail about the urban consumer, which is the target profile for most foreign brands coming to India. Though India is relatively rural, it is urbanizing quite rapidly. We currently have about 208 million urban consumers, and this is growing at a rate of about 6% and expected to reach about 370 million in the next couple of years. These urban consumers are found in 8 major cities in India, including the metros and 15 tier 2 cities. Job creation and wealth have been concentrated in India's biggest cities. So economic growth has given rise to a lot of purchasing power for these consumers, and this has contributed to a growing consumer market. We often hear a lot of talk about the Indian middle class. So who is part of the Indian middle class? It includes people who have annual incomes between USD 2,600 to USD 13,400. So that's quite a range gap there. The middle class is the main driver of growth in India. It's not just characterized by income, but also by a shared mindset, education, and values. So most people who belong to the middle class in India have well-paying jobs or they have small businesses. They hope to own their own homes and they also save for retirement. The middle class in India is very good at two things, consuming and saving. And this has driven majority of the growth in India. Before the pandemic, the middle class was expected to reach a figure of about 99 million, but these have shrunk because the pandemic has hit the Indian economy very badly. And we're expected to be about 66 million for the middle class now. You may think that the luxury segment is not very well developed in India, but that is a misconception. In fact, India is one of the fastest growing luxury markets in the world. Indians love global brands and international products. The elite class in India may just be 4% of the population, but in absolute numbers, they represent about 10 million people. This number is expected to grow to about 26 million households by 2025. Traditionally, luxury brands in India were restricted to Indian royalty and then rich business families. But today, the profile of the luxury consumer is becoming much wider, and it also includes young Indians with high incomes and who are willing to spend on quality products. Luxury brands mainly are present in the shopping malls, so that's where a lot of people in urban India shop, and they include a mix of luxury, premium, and premium, super premium stores in the same mall. I'm going to hand over to Sanchari now for information on the socio-cultural beauty trends in India. Sanchari, over to you.
Yes. So we'll talk about the cosmetic fragrances and the socio-cultural information. So it's about the beauty standard, the Indian skin, hair, hairstyle preferences, common problems faced by due to hairstyle and skin, and use of cosmetics, Ayurveda, personal care in India, and some Ayurvedic recipes. So traditionally, Indians have always rooted for fair skin and long dark hair. Products promising fairness and having skin lightening or whitening properties are quite popular, and it is often endorsed by celebrities. Though now there is a move towards embracing darker skin tones, there is still a marked preference for lighter skin in the country. Dark hair is prized by Indians, but now there's a market for hair dyes. A common problem is hair loss and balding, and this is problematic especially for men. Hence, hair transplants are growing in popularity in India. The Indian skin tones. As you can see in the picture below, there's a wide range of Indian skin tone. People residing in various parts of the subcontinent have to weather vastly different climatic conditions and exposure to sun. Moving on to Indian hair. The Indian hair texture ranges from fine, straight hair to curly hair and everything in between. Historically, Indian women have had thick, long hair, but now people complain about flat or wavy or frizzy hair texture. This is mainly due to pollution, the quality of water, especially in the cities, stress, and changes in lifestyle. Hair fall and premature graying are also growing concerns. In India, long hair is considered a feminine trait. For example, no Bollywood A-list actresses have shorter hair. Big banner movies and commercials rarely feature leads with curly hair. Currently, though, women are embracing shorter hairstyles as well as colorful dyes. Men too have started to experiment with growing out their hair and hair dyes. The curly girl. Until about 2019, keratin treatment or smoothing to make hair manageable was very popular in India. But now women are adopting natural, curly or wavy hair. And also brands have started launching product ranges specially targeted to curly and wavy hair. This trend of natural curls and wave is a niche, but it is growing movement at the premium end of the market, especially encouraged by hairdressers and influencers. The culture of beauty in India. India has a long history of self-care and beauty rituals. Ancient temples, as depicted in the picture below, often have carvings of women beautifying themselves, looking in a mirror. Elaborate bathing rituals are also part of the culture. Ayurveda also has recipes for healing oils used in massages, skin and hair improvement remedies. Traditionally, men are not encouraged to invest in their appearances. However, with the changing times, especially in the past few decades, men are adopting the culture of personal care. Uses of cosmetics. Since liberalizations in 1991, the cosmetic industry in India has been on the rise, with the entry of international players and several homegrown brands. Traditional products like turmeric, sandalwood paste, lemons were extremely popular with the past generation for beautification and personal care. Currently, the consumer preferences are shifting, especially with the newer generations that have led to increased demand for modern cosmetics. Due to changes in lifestyle, use, and portability of cosmetics, the industry is on the rise. Consumers are willing to try out new beauty trends and cosmetic brands to achieve better skin and hair. A bit about Ayurveda. Ayurveda is an alternative medicine system with its historical root in the Indian subcontinent, dating back to Indus Valley civilization 8,000 years ago. These remedies are often passed down from generations of women to another to combat common skin issues and hair problems, and for beautification. Products such as honey, lemon, yogurt, and turmeric are readily available at home and can be used to improve skin and hair. For example, honey is used to overcome minor skin issues, burns, or scars. Neem is used as a toner, facial cleanser, and to prevent acne. Yogurt and turmeric is used to reduce wrinkles and stretch marks. These Ayurvedic remedies are also free of chemicals and preservatives. So India has a wide range of weather, and the personal care routine varies according to it, with more concerns about moisturizing in colder areas and during dry seasons, and concerns about sun exposure in the summer. Skincare in India begins at your own kitchen with natural ingredients and Ayurvedic recipes. Now the younger generation, especially in the cities, have started experimenting with new products. Things like sheet mask, clay mask are gaining in popularity. Face washes and scrubs are extremely popular to combat pollution. Also, visits to beauty parlor for facial, hair spa, hair coloring is now a widespread phenomenon. We'll now go to some of the most popular beauty rituals in India. Hair oil treatment. Oiling is recommended in India as a solution for drying and damaged hair, to treat split end, dandruff, and also to boost hair growth. A hot oil massage is basically where you warm up the oil for a few seconds and then massage it into your scalp with firm circular stroke. This is typically done once or twice a week, and coconut oil, bringaraj oil, sesame oil, and castor oil are used for this hair massage. Henna mask. So henna is a paste used from the leaves of the plant Lawsonia intermis, and it has a natural reddish tint. It can be used in place of chemical dyes. Henna mask supports hair growth and gives the hair a hint of color. It is somewhat a one-stop solution for hair care. Also, Indian wedding traditions calls for a mehendi ceremony. Mehendi is henna, to be held night before the wedding. Henna is applied to the hands and the feet of the bride in intricate pattern, as you can see in the picture below. Henna is supposed to cool the nerve endings of the body and help de-stress. Multani mitti, or fuller's earth. Multani mitti is used to treat skin issues and achieve a clear skin. It is one of the most popular face masks used in the country to combat pollution and remove tan. Multani mitti has active elements that effectively absorb dirt, oil, sweat, and impurities. India, for the most part, is a tropical country. It is hot and humid most of the year. So full facial makeup is not ideal, especially during the day or summer. Eyeliner and kajal is extremely popular with Indian women, and the use of lipstick is also widespread. Eyeshadow, mascara, foundation, concealer, and a full face of makeup is generally reserved for a special occasion or nighttime outings. Wedding makeup is extremely important, and top beauty brands have their own wedding makeup packages. I'll hand over to Bhargavi once again.
Great, thank you, Sanchari. I think we are now going to do a deep dive into the cosmetic behavior in India. So this section will include a market overview, purchasing habits, growth drivers, new beauty trends, the men's cosmetic segment, gifting of cosmetics in India, the perception of European brands, and a SWOT analysis for European brands in India. So starting with a market overview, the cosmetics market is projected to reach a value of 20 billion USD by 2025. So it's a growing segment, as you can see in India. Again, unfortunately, it has been one of the harder hit segments by the COVID-19 pandemic. Mass beauty followed by hair care and personal hygiene products have done relatively better during the pandemic than products like makeup, fragrances, and products that protect from sun exposure. The major players in the Indian mass beauty segment include Hindustan Unilever, Colgate-Palmolive, L'Oreal India, P&G, and Johnson & Johnson. There are also Indian skincare brands like Forest Essentials and Kama Ayurveda, which are now gaining a market share. International brands, luxury brands, as well as others like MAC, Clinique, and The Body Shop are also present in India. The premium category, as we saw earlier with relation to the luxury segment, is growing at about 28% per year. In this category-wise breakdown, we have an idea of which products dominate the market share. And you can see that hair care products are accounting for a majority of the market share, followed by oral care, skin care products, fragrance, and then cosmetic colors. So how does the Indian consumer purchase cosmetics? Recent surveys have shown that beauty products are no longer the exclusive domain of women. Men are also now buying an equal number of beauty products, and this comes to about an average of 3 beauty products per month. 9 out of 10 consumers in India today are influenced by digital channels. This is a joint study that was done by Google and the consulting company Kantar. And over 50% of beauty consumers are using social media and online videos and do a lot of online research before they are buying their cosmetic products. E-commerce has definitely received a boost because of the pandemic, where most sales have shifted from retail towards the online platforms. Let's talk about some growth drivers for the cosmetic segment in India. And as you can see, there are 4 or 5 trends here. The first is the increasing purchasing power of women. And more women, especially from the middle classes, are joining the workforce. And they have higher disposable income. So they're spending this on cosmetics. And there is more consumption of skincare as well as fragrances. Higher paying jobs and the awareness of Western beauty trends have also served to shift the consumer mindset. More people are conscious of their appearance and they're willing to spend more on beauty. Teenagers in India are also extremely well connected and very well aware of global trends. This is a market segment that is increasing substantially now because they have a desire to look good and to influence their peers. Also in India, there are so many brands competing for attention. Every segment has new products coming out, and buyers typically do not stick with one product. If any new product is introduced in the market, they are willing and likely to try it out. Coming again to men's grooming, and we will look at this a little bit more in detail. Today's young Indian men have rapidly evolved. Again, with increasing incomes, men are becoming more discerning and indulgent. They have aspirations to look better groomed, and this has led to a very rapid growth in the Indian men's grooming market. Translates to roughly about 42% of growth in the last 5 years. One interesting trend that is noticed is that men in the age group of 18 to 25 spend more money on cosmetic products than women in India. The beauty salons and spas are reporting that about 30% of their total business comes from treatments for men's skincare. Again, going a little bit more deeper into this segment, according to surveys, men spend about roughly again 30 minutes in general on their looks. Beard and mustache care products are the most popular. It also includes face washes, moisturizers, serums, scrubs, face masks, hair wax, and shaving products. Fragrances are extremely popular in India. Overall, the Indian perfumes and deodorants market is about 800 million euros in 2019, and it's supposed to grow at a rate of 13%. The major global players in this market include Nivea, Garnier, Gillette, Pond's, L'Oreal, and Axe. And there are also a lot of local Indian companies which are doing extremely well, including the Bombay Shaving Company, the Man Company, and others. A lot of new beauty trends have come to light in the last few years, and I'm going to touch upon a few of them here. Clean beauty is the most important one. Many people are now increasingly aware of the harmful effects of chemicals like parabens and sulfates, and so clean beauty products are becoming very popular. Many homegrown organic brands and most of them are certified with international certifications, have been created by Indian entrepreneurs to cater to this demand. As Sanchari mentioned earlier, Ayurveda has always been popular in India, but there is again a new desire for natural, pure organic products, and this has helped Ayurveda make a comeback in India. Brands like Forest Essentials and Kama Ayurveda cater to the premium segment, and there are other mass market brands like Patanjali and Himalaya also available. Again, as Sanchari mentioned earlier, Indians have traditionally preferred lighter colored skin, but now there is a new trend towards rejecting skin lightening products and moving towards moving and embracing natural skin color. There are several Indian and international brands which are developing products, especially for melanin-rich skin. India is again also an emerging market when it comes to plastic surgery. Urban high-end consumers are embracing Botox and other surgical treatments as a quick way to achieve results. Another trend that we can see is celebrities in India, including Bollywood stars, who create their own brands and their own products, which do quite well in the Indian market, as they themselves are seen as ambassadors for their brand. So are cosmetics used as gifts in India? Traditionally, not really. Jewelry and clothing are actually preferred gifts and not cosmetics. However, the trends again are changing. India has a market which is in constant evolution and is becoming very globalized. In urban areas, many young Indians celebrate Mother's Day, Women's Day, Valentine's Day. And for those occasions, cosmetics are increasingly being given as gifts. Brands are also making gifting of cosmetics more attractive by offering gift sets and vouchers. So what is the perception of European brands and cosmetics in India? Firstly, European brands in general are known for good quality and performance. They are usually placed in the mid to high segment of the market in India, and several fall in the luxury brands category. One of the major cosmetic brands in India is L'Oreal. It is very well known in all parts of the country, has a good penetration and enjoys a good reputation. Mostly French brands in general benefit from a good reputation in the cosmetics industry in India. Sephora has recently entered the Indian market in 2015 and is planning now to open about 75 stores in the country. Coming to other European countries, traditionally, Turkey and Middle East have always been considered sources of perfume in India. France is well known for perfumes and cosmetics. Italy is mainly known for high-end and fashion accessories, but not necessarily for cosmetics. Portugal, Spain, and other European countries do not have a specific reputation in the cosmetic, fragrance, or beauty segments as of now. We're just going to go very quickly through the SWOT analysis for European cosmetic brands in India. So as you can see, the strengths are that European brands are perceived as premium brands. They also come up with new and innovative products, and technologically advanced manufacturing is also there. The weaknesses would be regulation for registration and customs clearance, which is quite complex in India. We'll be covering that towards the latter end of the presentation. Of course, they are higher priced as compared to local products, and we must remember that India is quite a price-sensitive market. There is also less product differentiation as compared to other products. What are the opportunities? As we mentioned, again, rising disposable income of the middle class. It's not just urban consumers, but also tier 2 and tier 3 cities, which are now providing more opportunities for these brands. There is a desire amongst Indians to look good and spend money on personal care. Plus, as we saw earlier, the market share for men's grooming is increasing. The threats in this sector are comparatively lower cost local manufacturing products in case the products are imported directly from Europe. There is a strong trend towards Make in India and a vocal for local movement, especially supported by the government. Also, there are trends where products can be easily substituted or faked or copied, and that is a risk. And as we mentioned earlier, consumers in India still prefer traditional methods, traditional beauty products, including Ayurveda and natural products. We're quickly going to talk about distribution channels in the cosmetics sector, as well as advertising, digital marketing, influencer marketing. Before that, should we have a quick break for questions? Segolene, would you like to check if anyone has questions for us?
I think
No
we can
question for the moment.
All right, let's move on
Yeah.
then.
Let's move on, and we'll see if there is any question by the end, but it's really clear up to now, so I guess.
Perfect.
I will explain how to do it in case.
Sure. So moving on, and now we'll talk a little bit about the distribution channels in India. As you can see, the distribution network is really wide. There are many different channels through which consumers can buy products. And there is a rise in the consumer purchase points, especially in metros and the big cities in India. Very quickly, we'll cover each of these in the following slides, but the main purchase points are beauty parlors or salons, multi-brand retail stores, exclusive retail stores, department stores, direct selling, kirana stores, or what we the Hindi word for mom and pop or neighborhood stores, and online channels. Mainly in India, beauty parlors have tie-ups with several products or exclusively with one brand, and they very commonly upsell products because customers trust and value the advice of their hairdressers and beauticians. So all salons in India mostly will have dedicated space to market their products. Multi-brand retail stores, this Sephora is a good example. Another local brand in India is Health and Glow. They're mostly found in malls, and they can also be freestanding retail stores, especially in streets that see high traffic. Exclusive retail stores which sell single brand products, they're mainly located again in malls and shopping complexes. Most major cosmetic brands have exclusive stores in the major cities. We have here, for example, you can see MAC. There's also Clinique, Estee Lauder, which have exclusive stores in all the major cities in India. Department stores will also have a section for cosmetics. Multi-brand will have, each brand will have a section for their products. Of late, most of these players have opened online stores to increase the customer touch points and to take advantage of the e-commerce boom in India. So everybody is moving towards a hybrid format where they would have a retail presence, but also an online presence. Direct selling in India has always been quite popular, and we've had a long history of it. This is where brands recruit consumers to become sales agents for the brand. Oriflame and Avon have been very notable examples in India, and they've had quite a good success. They've built a big network of brand representatives over the years. For the moment, Oriflame has transitioned from a direct selling into a hybrid, again, online plus direct selling model. And they have seen a 25% increase in number of sales partners during the pandemic. Avon so far has restricted itself to a direct selling model and has not begun selling online yet. Kirana stores, again, these are the neighborhood shops, and they stock a wide range of products, including cosmetics, sanitary products, groceries, etc. They mainly cater towards the lower end of the consumer spectrum, and they also retail small quantities like single-use shampoo sachets. And these are a mainstay of the neighborhood commerce in India, and they have not been displaced by the big brand retail stores. Coming to e-commerce, and this is an important segment for India now. Most brands have made the transition to the online sector. Access to retail stores especially was very limited during COVID-19. So most brands have been forced to sell online. And now the presence on e-commerce platforms is essential for any cosmetic brand trying to be successful in India. The country is so huge, and so e-commerce has a better reach even in smaller cities, where traditionally a retail store may be complex to open. Most brands have hybrid formats, as I mentioned earlier, with both online and a retail presence. At the moment, the most popular online store for cosmetics is called Nykaa. That's a local brand, which also has opened retail stores. Cosmetics are also sold on Amazon and Flipkart. And for specifically the premium segment, a couple of platforms that are available are Nykaa Luxe and 9th Avenue. So cross-border retail, where in fact the store is outside of India, like Europe, and then ships to India, has always been a little problematic. Mainly this is due to customs and logistics issues. The customer usually has to pay the customs duties at their end, and they're not sure of the total cost of the product. And there's also a risk of products being damaged or lost in transit. So Indian brands platforms are coming up with solutions for cross-border retail. Nykaa has created a platform called the Global Store, which has international brands that are not available in India. Very quickly, talking about marketing strategies in the beauty industry in India. As you can imagine, the beauty industry is one of the largest advertisers in India. Brands use celebrities to introduce new products and drive awareness. Bollywood stars, both men and women, are frequently used as brand ambassadors. And even celebrities, as we saw earlier, have launched their own brands. Speaking of advertising, in terms of the advertising for fairer skin products, this trend is now changing quite fast. And there has recently been a guideline from the Advertising Standards Council of India, which has advised companies to stop negative stereotyping on the basis of skin color. And so now there is a growing trend towards embracing natural skin color, especially in Bollywood, celebrating darker skin tones. So digital marketing, just to give you a figure here, the number of active internet users in India is expected to touch 900 million by 2025. So that's a huge number. Everybody is very well connected on their mobiles as well as on other devices. Digital marketing, therefore, has become an important tool to build relationship between consumers and brands. Most beauty companies are now having a website and an online store, but obviously also a social media presence, which enables them to engage directly with their customers. They can give tutorials on how to use their products and also answer consumer queries online. Due to the pandemic, brands had to again innovate and provide a good customer experience online. And many brands have embraced artificial intelligence. For example, L'Oreal has an app through which customers can get a skin diagnosis based on a selfie. And Maybelline also has a virtual makeup try-on tool on their website. Influencer marketing is now extremely popular on Indian social media, and it's the latest drivers for cosmetic companies, all the big brands in India. They bring a sense of authenticity and trust, and they inspire their followers to make purchases that they recommend. Also, influencers speak in local languages, so they can bring in non-English and non-urban audiences to the brand. A local brand called Sugar Cosmetics has very successfully leveraged only social media influencers to build the direct-to-consumer brand in India. I'm going to hand over to Sanchari for the last part of our presentation, which is on B2B promotions and clusters.
Okay, so we'll be going through some of the trade fairs in India, association, cosmetic clusters, local strengths, skills, and a bit about the environment. So India has several trade fairs for the beauty industry, and it is focused on packaging, ingredients. So one of Cosmoprof India started in 2018, and then there is Professional Beauty, Cosmetic Ingredients and Packaging India Expo, and Cosmetic Expo. So some of these trade fairs attract regional spa owners or standalone spa owners. They act as both for B2B meetings as well as for sourcing products. And some brands have stalls at the fairs selling cosmetics product to these spa owners at a special discount. New products are also launched and demonstrations are also conducted in these trade fairs. Moving on to the associations that is related to the beauty industry in India. So we have the Indian Association of Dermatologists, Virologists and Leprologists. There is the Indian Beauty and Hygiene Association, Indian Society of Cosmetic Chemists, Association of Beauty Therapy and Cosmetology, and there is All India Cosmetic Manufacturers Association. So all these associations are mostly centrally organized and they are having different focuses. So we'll move to now the cosmetic clusters. Chennai in southern part of India is a renowned hub for natural beauty product, and a large part of FMCG product manufacturing is based in the northern part of India. And there are special economic zones and excise-free zones, especially for manufacturing. So Maharashtra in the western part of India is a leading region for the manufacturing of fragrances. Also, now several companies have started setting up research and development centers focused on the Indian market. for the development of product. So these can be found in Mumbai and in Bangalore. There are a lot of multinational companies who are set up in these excise-free zones in the northern part of India because they have a 100% exemption from payment of income tax for about 5 years and 15% subsidiary for machinery and plant. So some of the top companies in this area include Dabur India Limited, Genesis Biotech, and L'Oreal India. So what are some of the local strengths and skills that you can find in India? Manufacturing cost is very low in India. Also, there is availability of labor, which is cheap both for skilled and semi-skilled labor. So companies like Hindustan Unilever, P&G, Godrej Consumers Product, Colgate, Dabur has all their facilities in the northern part of India using this both socio-economic zone and excise-free zone. Also, India has ample availability of raw material for cosmeceuticals, organic product, herbal or Ayurvedic product. So you can source most material needed for the manufacturing of cosmetics within India. India now has several companies also setting up researches like we discussed before. Other than that, the essential oil and fragrance manufacturing sector is especially well developed in this country. So we'll move on to the cosmetic regulations and duties. A bit about project registration, document, and labeling. So the cosmetic product registrations is regulated by the Drugs and Cosmetic Act of 1940. And there are a few restrictions on importation of lead and arsenic. Mercury is also prohibited. So the basic custom duty is about 20%, goods and service tax about 18%, and social welfare surcharge of 10%. So approx 40% on the MRP is for the import duties for cosmetics in India. To retail, manufacture, and import, the governing body is CDSCO, that is Central Drug Standard Control Organization. It is under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and they are the governing body where you need to register your cosmetic, whether you want to import it, sell it, or retail it in India, or even manufacturing. Okay. So we'll give an overview on the product registration process. After submission of the required document, it takes about 90 days till the product registration certificate is issued by CDSCO. The certificate is valid for 3 years from the date of issuance. And USD 2000 is the minimum charge required for a particular product registration. And we suggest you go with the registration agent who can help you move through the process much more smoothly. Labeling. Since 2001, the government of India has made it mandatory for all packaged cosmetic that is imported in the country to be labeled and abiding by the laws. So the Bureau of Indian Standard is a governing body on this. So there are certain basic requirements like mentioning the name and address of importer, manufacturer, the registration certificate number, manufacturing date, use before date, and so on. Manufacturing of cosmetics, like I said before, is also under the CDSCO, and it can be a license can be obtained from a licensing authority after inspection of the premises of the factory. Environment and recycling. India has now almost phased out the use of single-use plastic. So by the end of 2022, single-use plastic is going to be banned in India entirely. Several cities have already banned the use of single-use plastic. And there is a move towards sustainable packaging, both for cosmetics and also reusable packaging and use of less water to reduce waste and going towards landfills in India. A bit about how business is done in India, about business culture, greetings people in India in general, a bit about dress code, meetings, and what to expect. So India has the Anglo-Saxon culture of doing business, but with Eastern politeness. That is, small talks is welcome. Indian companies do a lot of business with the US, Canada, and UK companies, but they're not so familiar with the mainland European countries. Also, Indians value relationship. So building trust and having a long-term relationship is definitely going to help you do business in India. Also, when it comes to time, even if someone says, we are going to deliver you a certain document within 7 days, it's probably not going to be 7 days. It's definitely more than 7 days if it's in India. So the ease of doing business in India is about ranking is 63 out of 190 countries. And there are certain government regulations and process which do take a lot of time and makes things a bit longer. Greeting people in India. So traditionally, as you can see in the picture above, we fold our hands together in front of our chest and do namaste. But a handshake is very common in a business setting in India. Also, generally formal titles, basically like doctor, professor, is used to address people. Mr. or Mrs., Madam, Sir is also used in business setting. So sometimes you will see people using the suffix G after a name. That is commonly done to address someone who is senior in both age and rank to show respect. The dress code. So the business culture in India, the formal attire for men is usually pants and shirt and suits or blazer during winter. For women, it is sari, salwar, and also pants and shirt if you are looking for Western culture. So startups in India have a scheduled dress code, but if you're dealing with a government organization, the dress code is conservative, and so you should be dressed properly in formal attire and also greet them accordingly. Meetings. So any business meeting in India has to be arranged well in advance, and you need to get confirmation both verbally as well as on email. And it is better to avoid fixing meeting on or near any national holidays or during the festivals of Diwali and Navaratri. And it is important, or you can try to greet the most important or the senior most person first when you enter a meeting room. Also, while exchanging business card, make sure to receive the card with your right hand. And when it comes to small talk, you can talk about family, but steer clear of political views or any radical ideas. What to expect? So expect Indians to negotiate on any deal you offer. Expect products to be asked to make it in smaller size or volume, single-use packaging that is very common in India. And of course, expect things to take longer than expected or your timeline. And as for communication problem, please reconfirm everything, both in written and in verbal communication. So thank you for taking part in this webinar and letting us tell you a bit about Indian cosmetic industry and how to do business in India.
Thank you very much, Sanchari and Bhargavi, for this very, very clear presentation. It was, well, despite the fact that India is a huge country and very diverse, you managed in an hour to give us an overview of the, well, of the Indian culture, of the Indian cosmetic behavior and market. So thank you very much for this presentation. That was really, really clear. In fact, I don't know why we had a little bug on the question part, but since it was so clear, I guess people didn't ask us for question. But in any case, as Sanchari just said, any question, don't hesitate to contact them so you can go deeper. Let me just present you in a few slides. Well, if I can share you my screen, maybe Bhargavi, can you give me back the floor so I can share it?
Yes.
Just next step for Global Cosmetic Cluster project. I just introduced that in a few words at the beginning, but the main activity that are going to happen in the few months coming are two missions. One will be to the South Korean market from May 22nd to May 26th, co-organized with our partner there, AYURVEDA, and the next mission will be to the USA in July, mid-July, co-organized with our partner IBA from USA, and to finish up our tour of the country through those market studies and go international dedicated webinars. We will finish with South Korea, and the presentation will be done on March 8th at 9:30 CET time. So don't hesitate to take part of it. To ask for any more details on those activities. We talked also on the B2B Business Place platform, which is online and ready to welcome you as member of our cluster. So please ask us about those different activities. Also events, the next coming is Beauty Innovation Days, which is an international event organized by Beauty Cluster from Spain. It will happen in February. It's still open to participate, so don't hesitate to go there. We'll meet there with pleasure. And another event which is also organized this time by Cosmetic Valley is Cosmetic 360, also an international event dedicated to innovation. So please be welcome to participate and to meet there. Any question, don't hesitate to contact each of us, cluster that are partners from Global Cosmetics Cluster Europe. You have here our emails, but you can contact us through social media or directly on the website. Please don't hesitate, the project is made for you and to help you in your internationalization boost, if I can say, so be welcome and don't hesitate. Join the movement, as we say. Have a great day. Thank you very much, Bhargavi and Sanjay, for this very clear presentation. It was a pleasure to work with you on that project. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.